standing back now. They're standing back now. They're coming close out, you know. COVID. COVID control. That's it. Mike's the big job. That's something in it? Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Firstly, I just thank you everyone for your patience. I really appreciate y'all. Okay. Okay. Hold on, Margaret. Just check. Make sure that red light is on the camera in the back. She's coming. Yeah? Okay. Pastor Eddie Victor, President of the Coalition of Concerned Citizens. The intention of Emera Grand Bahama Power Company is to increase the rates of electricity during the worst time in the history of Grand Bahama. Emera has already reported to their shareholders that they expect to receive an increase in electricity rates. But how is this when the application is pending before the Regulatory Committee of the Grand Bahama Power Company, pending consultation with the public, the government of the Bahamas, the residents of the Bahamas, or Grand Bahama, the businesses on Grand Bahama, the hotel and tourist industry in Grand Bahama, all do not support the increase in the rates of electricity. Again, we must commend our government for speedily releasing a press release concerning their position on this proposed increase in the rates of electricity. But if Emera is reporting to their shareholders already that they expect an increase in the rate of electricity and the application is pending, we got to ask ourselves, why do they expect approval? And that's something that we need to find out. Quoting Neil Hartnell from the business editor of the Tribune in yesterday's newspaper, November 15th, 2021, he is quoted by saying, Grand Bahama Power Company is seeking returns of close to 13% in its proposed revision to the island's electricity tariffs. It can be revealed in what he read. It goes on to say, the disclosure was made in financial filings by its 100% owner, Canadian utility giant Emera, which confirmed it expects the Grand Bahama Port Authority will take a decision on whether to approve its application before year's end. This would enable the changes to take place in line with Grand Bahama Power Company's January 1st, 21 implementation schedule. Grand Bahama's electricity monopoly is seeking returns from between 8.5% to 9% on its base rate tariff and a 12.84% return on equity, both of which it says was permissible under the supervisory framework with the Grand Bahama Power Company, Grand Bahama Port Authority, its regulator. That agreement is referred to the regulatory framework and protocol of operation. So, meanwhile, what it is obvious in what we had previously stated in our past press statement, the economy and the social condition on Grand Bahama is the worst it's ever been. The people are currently burdened with increases in prices in the stores, services, and taxes. The unemployment of Grand Bahama is pegged at someplace close to 50%. In the backdrop of these facts, the company is proposing to increase electricity rates. And we quoted from the Tribune article yesterday, the company is making money, but yet they're seeking an increase in the rates of electricity. I'm going to quote something else from Neil Hartnell in that same article. It reads here, meanwhile, Emera results for 2021 third quarter and 9 months to the end of September 2021 shows, I need you to listen to this, shows Grand Bahama Power's contribution to its income, talking about to the net income of Emera, has risen significantly year after year. This is important. The company is not only making profit, but it's been increasing year after year. And it goes on to state this. Their profits tripled in the third quarter, jumping from 1 million to 3 million. And then it quadrupled for the year end to date, jumping from 2 million in 2020, and listen to this, to 8 million for the first 9 months of 2021. They had a quadruple in their profits, while things are the worst it's been in Grand Bahama, and they're seeking to get an increase in the rates of electricity. It is time for the people of Grand Bahama to unite together and say to the regulatory committee of the Grand Bahama Port Authority to vote no on any increase of electricity rates in Grand Bahama. We want to encourage the public, everybody, call the Grand Bahama Port Authority or email them. Call them at 350-9000 or email them at info@gbpa.com. Attention, regulator. Tell the regulator to vote no, vote no, vote no to any increase in the rates of electricity on Grand Bahama. The CCC invites the public to attend a virtual town meeting on Tuesday, November 23rd, 2021 at 7 p.m. It will be via Zoom, on Facebook Live, and this is a new date for the town meeting, which was different than the one we had previously announced. The town meeting will address issues relative to the application and what citizens can do to fight this application. Also, we are pleased that the Grand Bahama Power Company has agreed to appear at the town meeting to present details of their rate application. We are grateful that Mrs. Nikita Mullings, COO of Grand Bahama Power, will be in attendance. The public can join the town meeting by Zoom ID 878-0234-2869 or Facebook Live at Facebook pages for the Coalition of Concerned Citizens or Lower the Cost of Power Grand Bahama. For further information, you can contact 646-9494. United together, God will give us the victory. Your notes are not going to stay down.
Hold it down.
Okay.
Is this?
Yeah, they're recording. State your name.
Margot Victor, CCC. I am hoping today that I can reach the heart of this organization, if not the head. Maybe there's an maybe there's an Esther
in the palace. We all know the story in the Bible. Esther was able to save her people. At the first thought of addressing the king, it sounded life-threatening for her. But she took the time to fast and pray, and then she went before the king. The Grand Bahama Power Company, we heard, has tripled their profits on the backs of struggling Bahamians on Grand Bahama Island. While we are challenged on every front, I believe that this organization needs a major shift. Bahamians working in leadership must take on the position of servant leaders. You are not just in position to serve the stakeholders. You are in position to serve the people, serve the community. I believe that change will only come to this power crisis when Grand Bahama Power will replace leadership with stewardship. What do I mean? Leadership with stewardship. Serve above self-interest. Make sure, GB Power, that you're about improving the quality of life for those you serve in this community. If people no longer can turn on their air conditioners, can no longer use their hot water heater, do not even have power, then you are no longer solving the problem in this community. Supporting baseball teams and having employee Christmas parties, it's not enough. While the populace is slowly falling below substandard living. Let's make a shift, GB Power, from leadership to stewardship. Give service above self-interest. Business is supposed to make profit, but profit is not the only purpose of business. God's idea for business. Business matters to God. Business is to solve problems for people in the communities where you serve. GB Power is supposed to solve the problem of lighting up this island from east end to west end. Right now, there are too many dark spots. Is that what you want your legacy to be? To turn this island into black holes, into areas where there's no power, where people no longer have the necessity of having power. Power for their children to have an education, power for them to have a good source of living, a good quality life. So, I'm calling for a shift. I'm calling for a major change in leadership to become good stewards. What given charge over. Let me remind you, GB Power, all businesses in this country, the purpose of business is still to serve. It is to serve the community by providing goods and services that will enable the community to flourish. Not a select few. The entire community needs to flourish. And it is to serve the employees by providing them with opportunities to express at least a portion of their God-given identity through meaningful and creative work. I hope that you will make this shift, GB Power, to accomplish something more meaningful in our community moving forward. Thank you.
I could put this on you. I could. You want to leave it right here?
Leave it right there.
Okay.
Senator Kirkland Russell, Vice President of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas Trade Union Congress, Vice President of the Bahamas Hotel Managerial Association, and an executive member of the Coalition of Concerned Citizens. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, as it relates to a MERA letter for a price rate increase, let me say that I am very pleased with the government's swift response in categorically outlining that the government does not support any rate hike on any sector of the customer base of Emera at this time. Let me also thank the Honorable Prime Minister for his decision to appoint a five-man team of 5 substantive ministers to review and address the matter of power on the island of Grand Bahama with the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Emera, and all those concerned. First of all, let me just say this, that the people of Grand Bahama has always been welcoming, receiving, and very nice to the Grand Bahama Port Authority. I believe that this is the time that the Grand Bahama Port Authority ought to demonstrate its commitment to the people of Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama has went through 3 solid years, and I could go back as far as Hurricane Francis and Jean and Wilma 2004, 2005. Then Hurricane Matthew in 2016. Grand Bahama has experienced some of the worst economy, joblessness, poverty, suffering that it has ever experienced in its history. This is absolutely not the time to even be discussing rate hike. We should all be joining hands, joining brains, joining intelligence to work together with the government to see how we can shift the direction of this island. We need to be giving people a hand up, not putting pressure, burden on the backs of the people. Basically, what Emera is attempting to do to not only the residents, but also the businesses of Grand Bahama is to put their knee on your neck, to suffocate you, to out your life, man. We need help. Emera has never demonstrated since coming to this island a commitment to reduce power, a commitment to help the people of Grand Bahama sincerely. They have never demonstrated. When power would have, when oil would have gone to an all-time low just a few years ago, Emera did nothing to reduce the cost of power on the people of Grand Bahama. It is a fact that if you go on Emera's page and go and read their AGM reports, their annual general meeting reports, you will see that the profit of Emera Grand Bahama continues to go up and up and up as they continue to ask for rate hikes. My God, just following Hurricane Dorian, Emera was given an increase, a rate hike, not necessarily a rate hike, but an increase in taxes to cover the cost of their losses during the hurricane on the backs of the people of Grand Bahama. My God, the lemon, the orange has been squeezed empty, dried. There's no juice left in Grand Bahama. We need help in Grand Bahama, not extra burden, not extra taxes, not rate hikes. And so we call on all the powers to be at the Grand Bahama Port Authority to demonstrate to the people of Grand Bahama that you have a heart for them, that you have compassion for them, and that you have the will to do what is right by them. And so, Grand Bahama Port Authority, we expect every single person on that regulatory board to unanimously vote no. To vote yes is to tell the people of Grand Bahama, you do not care if they sink or swim. And so Grand Bahama Port Authority, do the honorable thing. Regulatory board, do the honorable thing, man. We need help in Grand Bahama. We need to move Grand Bahama forward. Any rate hike would be in contravention to what the government and the people and the business community is attempting to do to move this island forward. The only thing you can do is to vote no. Vote no. Vote no. I help.
Any questions?
Okay. Just talk it to among yourselves.
Put your mask on.
Put your mask on.
Put the mask on. You know where I put my mask?
That's good.
I got mine.
Very good.
Pocket, check your pocket. Yeah, that is powerful. That was
This off mic.
Okay.
We know a couple of years ago they proposed to build a solar plant.
Smoke and mirrors. They actually cleared down a section of their property, if you notice, right? But that's not big enough
They use
for
it
them
for storage.
to establish a solar farm. They need much more acreage. So it's all smoke and mirrors. The next thing that they said that they're going to do is that they said that
You could put that on the record, man.
yeah. Let me say something. All right. Yeah, like I'm saying, it's all smoke and mirrors when it comes to the solar plant that they were talking about constructing. They cleared down some property, and what you will notice is that nothing happened on the property. The property, in fact, is not even big enough to construct a solar farm that would be of significant size enough to generate the power that's needed for Grand Bahama. And not only and not only that, we know as a fact that years ago they've received proposals from different companies to construct a solar plant, but the power company refused to sign off on such a proposal. Now, in their rate application, they're talking about being able to entertain proposals for solar plants built by other companies. So again, it just shows you that everything is just smoke and mirrors with them. Their objective is to generate profits and to increase their profits. And we're right in the midst of this now. You've heard what earlier about their financial statements are showing that their profits have quadrupled to the end of September. But yet you still want a rate increase. So all this is all about profits of a company. And sadly, we do not have enough, I believe, regulatory thrust to stop this proposed rate increase. The regulator, if the government is saying no to increase, if the citizens are saying no to increase, the businesses are saying no to increase, the hotel and tourism industry are saying no to increase, and if they by chance go ahead and approve this, that should really truly reveal to everyone what this is all about. It's all about profits.
They wanted to talk about.
Need a shot with. Good, that was good.
That was powerful. Shows
Oh, gee.
good
That was
integrity
like
there.
right
Good
on,
integrity.
man. That was like jamming.
Yeah. It's true.